As soon as I went inside, the lights and everything just went out. Everything went black. And then all of a sudden, started hearing this real loud, like rumbling, roaring sound. And I stepped outside the bay door there and looked, and the only thing I could see was black smoke and flames, fireballs. And honestly, I thought the world was coming to an end. I thought it was over. Basically, right now, I'm homeless and jobless. So, it's messed up. I got 3 friends, close friends that are gone, I'll never see again.
Endless fire on left, endless fire on right, huge cloud of smoke. I thought it was like an atomic bomb or something, The flames come up and knocked me off my feet.
You were knocked off your feet?
Yeah, from the explosion,
This was from your place of work?
Yes.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Then I'm gonna fall down right here.
And then you got down to the ground.
Yep, then we ran.
You were trapped in this environment for almost 2 hours.
Yes, it was massive, like I never heard of it in my life. So I fell down, we stand up, and I was thinking it's like lost moments, so that's why I started recording.
You were navigating walls of fire.
Yes.
How long before you knew you were safe?
When we jumped the fence and run probably maybe 400, 500 feet, that's when I was feeling I'm safe, but still, we have an oil company right beside our business, and it'd be massive explosion. So that's why I was scared to get, burned from oil and stuff like that. I see pictures of hell, but it was a reality in front of my face.
The world's supposed to end by fire, and witnesses said that's exactly what it looked like. They described the scene as something straight out of hell, like the world had truly ended. This was the aftermath of the devastating UPS cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky last week, a tragedy that already claimed 14 lives, including the entire flight crew of 3. The governor quickly declared a state of emergency and communicated with reporters that federal authorities will be handling the investigation moving forward.
National Transportation Safety Board should have arrived, and I believe they have in Louisville. They will be the lead in the investigation, and they'll be the primary source on any questions of causation moving forward. I'll be traveling to Louisville again this afternoon to survey the damage with Mayor Craig Greenberg, and we'll address the media again afterwards with another update. Our team will share details on that time.
It was also announced that the kids of Jefferson County will miss school the day following the crash. The school closure was primarily due to a citywide shelter in place that was issued following the crash, which produced large, potentially toxic smoke as it hit an industrial area, including a petroleum recycling plant.
All Jefferson County public schools will be closed today in response to this crash with the air and the water quality. The closure will be treated like a snow day, so there's no online instruction. All extracurriculars and athletics canceled as well. JCPS officials said they will check the water and air quality at those nearby schools around the crash site.
I'm a physician in Louisville, Kentucky. This is what we know right now as of 9 p.m. on November 4th, 2025. The shelter in place has been modified to a 1-mile radius around Muhammad Ali Airport. If you are within that 1-mile radius, it is recommended that you turn off any air intake systems to your home as soon as possible. And all Jefferson County public schools have been canceled for tomorrow.
I'm a little choked up. I somehow already knew that we weren't going to have school Wednesday. When I woke up Tuesday, I told my kids that there was no school Wednesday. I don't know if I had like a dream that it wasn't gonna be no school, but I remember reading something. I thought it was me reading something before, like that it wasn't gonna be no school Wednesday, but obviously it was due to the plane crash Tuesday that we weren't gonna have school Wednesday. How did I know that? I don't know. I didn't have a dream or nothing about the plane crash, but I did see a date that we was going to be out of school. I even talked to the people that I thought I talked to about no school Wednesday. I talked to them Tuesday and was like, didn't you tell me it wasn't no school and you showed me that this date? And they was like, no, we didn't talk. So I'm like, what?
I am genuinely trying to wrap my head around all the things since yesterday's event. An airplane crashed yesterday about 3 to 4 miles from where I live. Since then, 9 people have died, 16 people are missing, 11 are injured. Reports are saying that the numbers are expected to climb. A stay-in-place order has been put out at least 10 times since yesterday. We not staying in place. And the governor decides to cancel schools as a safety precaution because it didn't matter where you lived at. It didn't matter where you lived at. You saw the effects of that plane crash. You could live across the bridge. You saw it. The debris was so heavy yesterday, and the air quality was so garbage. They called every firefighter, every ambulance. The hospitals is full, and parents are complaining because their kids had to sit out school today. Parents are complaining because the governor canceled school today. Are we okay? Like, are we cool?
Absolutely not. And she's not wrong either. Just look at what happened. A lot of them got upset over who's going to watch their kids. Not because they care about education, but it's a larger problem here. They reduced teachers to free babysitters. That's certainly a big issue. And no, teachers, they are not your babysitters.
Like, I'm not understanding what y'all are not understanding about this man is not only trying to keep those in the area safe, but also y'all's kids safe. And y'all mad because he can't. I'm starting to think that y'all don't actually care about y'all's kids.
Right, they don't care. Let's be honest. A lot of them had kids just to keep a man, spite a man, or use them as leverage to fight a man. That's exactly why every time school shuts down, even for something serious, you can find them online complaining about having to actually deal with their own children. Remember the pandemic?
During COVID, I heard so many parents who said to me, gee, I homeschooled through COVID and I hated it.
At McDonald's, and I want Daddy to come through the drive-thru first, and when he's done paying, when I'm done giving him his money, I'm gonna get him his food at the drive-thru window, and then Mom comes next, and I do the same thing, and that's all.
Tom has 5 apples, and he gives 3 apples to Sarah. How many apples does Tom have left? I don't know, Mom, like 9?
I don't know much about algebra, but I know 1 + 1 = 2.
Again, y'all were not homeschooling them during COVID, and more importantly, y'all make terrible teachers. I can't stress this enough. I think y'all greatly underestimate what it takes to be a teacher or an educator or even a tutor in any capacity.
Half of them have full-on meltdowns just from being forced to be responsible for their own kid all day, yet still have the nerve to disrespect teachers who spend a third of their child's life with them. They don't give teachers the support they deserve. They even try to attack and fight them and get online about having to pay for school supplies, while at the same time they pour money and time into things they really care about. And for a lot of them, it doesn't seem to be their kids. They're more concerned with their own entertainment, happiness, and enjoyment.
Because help me understand why you don't understand that a stay-in-place order has gone out and the air quality is trash because that plane was carrying 36,000 gallons of fuel. People are dead and missing. Yet you're upset because your kid can't go to school. Please don't piss me off.
Exactly. And the same ones posting this stuff on Facebook, they're proving the point. They don't care about school or education. They just want someone else to deal with their kids for the day. That's all it is. If public school didn't exist, half of them probably wouldn't even have kids because they'll have nobody to throw them off to. And what's worse is, they don't even realize what a privilege it is to have publicly funded schools. They tax us here and tax us there, forcing people who may not even have children at these schools to pay into the school. Then you got the county property tax fraud, ripping off property owners every year. The assessments keep going up, property taxes keep going up. That's a complete scam too, how they get away with that. But all this is going on, we have to pay all these taxes, while these ungrateful women treat teachers like glorified babysitters instead of giving them the respect and support they actually deserve for being there pouring into their kids every day. It's crazy. They won't even stop and acknowledge the sacrifice people in transportation make every day to get them everything they need in life, from the ships to the trains, the planes, the trucks, final delivery, last mile. That's not just trucks and vans, but cars also, because you see more and more contractors being used by Amazon and UPS to deliver the smaller packages, and regular cars too. They don't even think to acknowledge everything and everybody that's involved in moving all this freight from here and there to even be able to fill your grocery stores, get you your medicine and water and everything else you need to survive. Instead, they'll cut a driver off on the interstate and almost beg for an accident so they can file a claim with the help of these ambulance chasers, increasing insurance premiums for everybody. Everybody is doing their job to make society move while they sit back and whine and complain about everything. Even with this manufactured food stamp crisis, it's crazy how the activists didn't care about the federal workers, and it didn't really become a big deal until single women started complaining about not getting food stamp benefits. Yeah, a benefit. But they didn't care about the people not getting paid who work positions, especially the essential positions that keep the country going. And then they love playing these stupid games, lying about how we actually got here. As for the UPS plane crash, it was horrible. Again, condolences to all the families and everybody involved. There's been a federal temporary ban on all MD-11s. Yeah, they all have to undergo inspection. If you missed the last video about the crash and what actually happened, go ahead and watch this video coming up next on the screen.